Hi everyone, this is Rajeshwari. We'll be discussing on the topic BIRCH algorithm. It is one of the type of clustering algorithm. BIRCH, balanced, iterative, reducing and clustering using hierarchies. It can cluster large data set, but by first generating a summary of the large data set, this summary will retain as much as information possible. Only the important information is stored in the summary part. To do the clustering, instead of taking the whole data set for clustering, it generate a subpet summary of the data set and perform the clustering. BIRCH builds a tree called the clustering feature tree for the given data. Initially, when we load the data set to the algorithm, it will create a clustering feature tree for the given data. The data is compressed, essentially lossy compressed to a set of clustering feature nodes in CF nodes. The data is compressed and stored in clustering feature nodes. These CF nodes might have a number of subclusters called clustering feature subclusters, and these CF subclusters are located in the non-terminal CF nodes. This can have CF nodes as their children. First, the BIRCH algorithm will create a clustering feature tree. In that tree, we will have clustering CF nodes, clustering feature nodes, and in the clustering feature nodes, it has clustering feature subcluster, which is located in the non-terminal CF nodes, and it can have CF nodes as children. This clustering feature subcluster, the clustering feature nodes, the entries of the clustering feature nodes is defined as an ordered triple, which has three important information: N, LS, and SS. This information is sufficient to do the clustering part instead of having the entire data set in the memory. So here N is nothing but number of data points in the cluster. LS is the linear sum of data points. SS is the squared sum of data points in the cluster. So this is a tree structure of BIRCH algorithm. So initially the CF tree is built, and then we have CF subclusters, and in CF subclusters we have CF nodes in the non-terminal node, and this CF nodes will have children's, which is nothing but which is also a CF nodes. So this is a tree structure and the working process of the algorithm. Initially, the data set is loaded into the memory, into the algorithm. Data set is loaded into the algorithm, and the algorithm will create a CF tree, initial CF tree. And the next phase is it condenses the CF tree into a smaller CF tree. This is optional. And the next phase is global clustering. This CF tree, either the smaller CF tree or the initial CF tree, is fed into the global clustering model. For example, it may be any clustering algorithm. Here, if we take k-means, if you are giving the CF tree into the global clustering algorithm, that is k-means, then we will get a set of clusters. These clusters are called as good clusters, and then we perform the refining part, cluster refining, which we will get a better clusters. The parameters, important parameters of BIRCH algorithm. Threshold is nothing but maximum number of data points a subcluster in CF subcluster in the leaf node of the CF tree can hold. Maximum number of data points we can store. We can store for the information. You can store in the CF subclusters. That is threshold. For example, if the data set have more than 10,000 data points, we can give the threshold as 1,000. So we are specifying the algorithm that only 1,000 data points can be stored in the CF subclusters. Next, the branching factor. Branching factor is a parameter which specifies the maximum number of CF subcluster in each node. Only this number of subclusters should be available for this internal node. So that is we are specifying by branching factor. And N clusters, we are telling that after completing the BIRCH algorithm, after completing the entire algorithm, the clusters from the output of the BIRCH algorithm, the cluster should be in this number. For example, if you give n clusters equal to 4 or 5, then the output will be having 4 or 5 clusters. If you give n clusters as none, then the output will be the same whatever computation the BIRCH algorithm perform. It identified 10 clusters, then the 10 clusters will be available in the output part if we give n clusters as none. The advantage and limitations of BIRCH algorithm. Scalability. It can handle highly complex data because we are not taking the whole data for clustering. Instead, we are compacting the data to a summary and then we are taking it for clustering. So it can handle highly complex data. And then fast clustering. As we are compressing the data and taking it for clustering, the clustering happens faster. Limitation. The main parameters is threshold and branching factor. Both these parameters can require tuning for better performance. So it is sensitive to parameter tuning. Only we tune the parameters, we can get a better performance. Limited to spherical cluster. This algorithm assumes the cluster as in spherical shape. So if we give any data which is not in spherical shape, then it may struggle to find the cluster. Thank you.